Yeah, I mean, this is really, honestly, my first time to Boston. So, obviously, like, if you're a basketball fan, you grow up a fan, like, you love the Celtics. Well, maybe I guess you could hate them, but I think for myself, like, the Celtics is one of the premier organizations of the NBA. Like,
what just happened? Caitlin Clark didn't just show up, she detonated. 3 WNBA records shattered, the Fever actually dominated, and Jacy Sheldon probably wants a refund today. The Connecticut Sun got smoked like backyard BBQ. And Caitlin? She's out here rewriting history like it's her summer hobby. What records did she break? How bad did it get? And did Sheldon even survive this beatdown? Buckle up, because this is not your average highlight reel. This is a full-blown WNBA earthquake.
Great attendance and great energy, so I'm expecting the same tonight. But for myself, like, you don't take these opportunities for granted. Like, it's always fun to go to a new arena and a new place and enjoy it, and I expect the same here.
Picture this. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever waltz into the historic TD Garden like they own the place. Not because they do, yet, but because 19,156 fans decided this away game was actually a homecoming party with confetti, thundersticks, and maybe a few restraining orders worth of screaming. And who are they facing? Oh, just the Connecticut Sun. You know, the team responsible for the most talked about eye poke since WWE. Jacy Sheldon and Marina Mabrey probably had matching t-shirts that read, "We made headlines for all the wrong reasons."
All right, so here keep an eye on Clark and Jacy Sheldon, right? Clark trying to back down Sheldon. Sheldon fouls Clark. Clark a little upset because she feels like she got poked in the eye, but then watch Marina Mabrey here. She sees what's happening. She comes in.
You could practically smell the pettiness in the air. The last time these two teams faced off, it wasn't a basketball game. It was a full-blown soap opera with fouls that doubled as crime scenes. Sheldon gave Clark an unsolicited eye exam with her fingers. Mabrey ran her over like a bus with attitude. And the refs? They just nodded along like substitute teachers in a middle school food fight. Nobody got ejected. Just a couple of technicals handed out like participation trophies and a few flagrant fouls that might as well have come with coupons for a future elbow.
Of course, Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected because that was unwarranted. She literally came out of nowhere and chucked Caitlin Clark. There should be a flagrant one, of course, on Jacy Sheldon because she swiped her and hit her in the eyeball.
So here we are again, same matchup, new venue, and enough tension to power the TD Garden lights without even plugging them in. But something was off this time. Off in a way that should have made Connecticut nervous because this wasn't the same Indiana Fever team that got shoved around in June. No, this team had receipts, a memory like an elephant, and Caitlin Clark looking like she came to settle all family business.
Boston found her, and then Howard, good ball movement to start things off here for the Fever.
This year, they've got to communicate on those cuts.
Offensive rebound by Nelson Adoda, and this time she was stuffed by Howard.
From the jump, it was clear. The Fever were not just playing basketball, they were staging a dramatic reenactment of what happens when you wake a sleeping giant. Clark, flanked by a team that finally figured out they're allowed to play offense too, took the court like it was her courtroom and she was prosecuting crimes against basketball. Connecticut tried to run the same script, full court pressure, a gang of defenders glued to Clark like they were auditioning to be her shadow. The plan was obvious. Take Clark out of rhythm, force Indiana to rely on players they barely trusted a month ago, and hope the Fever imploded like usual. Except they didn't. Sophie Cunningham transformed from bench player to Clark's personal bodyguard with a three-point shot. She looked like she had been waiting all season to legally retaliate. You could almost hear her say, "Go ahead, try something, I dare you." And the Sun? They backed off like they saw the ghost of every bad decision they've ever made. Meanwhile, Kelsey Mitchell rediscovered how to shoot again. Suddenly, she's raining buckets like it's her side hustle. The Sun defense had a full-on existential crisis. Do we help on Clark and leave Mitchell open? Or do we guard Mitchell and just let Caitlin carve us up with bounce passes that should be illegal in most countries?
Working against Sheldon, slices in.
Her, but deceptively, she is so quick and fast getting to the rim. Right here, gets up the floor with some force here. Jacy Sheldon doesn't even have the chance to react.
Natasha Howard bullied the paint like she was collecting overdue rent. Every rebound she pulled down looked personal. Every bucket came with a vibe of, "You forgot I'm good, didn't you?" And then there's Aaliyah Boston. Yes, her shot was somewhere on vacation, but who cares? She was still dropping dimes, crashing the boards, and clogging the lane like a human traffic cone. That's winning basketball, not stat sheet stuffing. And then there's the actual basketball being played. Indiana finally remembered their DNA. Run, move the ball, don't let Clark dribble until her lungs collapse. Suddenly the pace picks up. The ball swings around like it's on a string. Everyone's touching it. Everyone's involved, and the Sun are just spinning around trying to figure out when this turned into a horror film. Clark drives left, spins right, drops a behind-the-back pass so buttery you could spread it on toast. Howard finishes inside like she's playing Papa-Shot at the fair. Mitchell lights it up from deep. And Cunningham? She's the spark plug that kept the motor running. You know it's bad when your bench player starts hitting threes and glaring at your starters like she's offended they're even still in the game.
Clark trying to turn the corner. Oh, goes behind her back to find Howard.
She can face up. She can put it on the deck. She has a nice jump shot. Like, she has everything.
But let's not forget the most underrated part of this entire chaos tornado. Caitlin Clark was quietly rewriting history books like it was a casual Tuesday. Everyone's eyes were glued to the scoreboard, watching the lead stretch and the Sun melt down like ice cream in July. Meanwhile, Clark was just stacking records like she was playing Jenga with WNBA milestones. First, she becomes the fastest player in league history to hit 450 assists in 53 games. That's right, 53. The previous record holder needed 9 more games to hit that number. 9! In WNBA terms, that's a whole presidential term. Clark just deleted that timeline and made her own. Then she snuck in another, fastest to 150 career three-pointers, because apparently she didn't feel like taking her time. She's not just chucking shots, she's executing from deep with the kind of speed that makes even seasoned shooters clutch their stat sheets. But wait, there's more, because of course there is. She extended her streak of 5+ assists to 40 straight games. 40! That's not just consistency, that's full-blown obsession. That's showing up every night like, who wants a bucket? I've got passes for days. She's like Oprah with assists. You get one, everybody gets one. And then the final 5 minutes rolled around. Now, most players would be winding down. Fatigue sets in. Coaches are thinking about subs, not Caitlin. She goes full-on supernova. In the final stretch, she single-handedly outscored the entire Connecticut Sun. One person, against a whole professional basketball team. That's not sports, that's performance art. She torched them with pull-ups, floaters, drives, dishing cuts, and stare-downs that probably left permanent emotional damage. And the Sun? They were just there, existing, watching history unfold from the worst seat in the house, the one right next to it. Indiana wins 85-77, their third straight win. The Fever are clicking. The system is humming. Clark is breaking records like they owe her money. Everything feels perfect, too perfect, and that's when it happened. In the final minute, after dropping a smooth dime to Mitchell for an easy bucket, Clark pulls up. Not for a shot, for her leg, her right groin. She grabs it, grimaces, and suddenly the entire TD Garden turns into a horror movie with no music. She walks off slowly, visibly shaken, clearly in pain. No theatrics, just pure, raw discomfort. That same groin area that's been bothering her all season, it's back, and it's mad. 1 second she's making magic. The next, she's holding back tears on the bench while everyone tries to pretend like they didn't just witness the worst possible timing.
They might try to do something to you out there. We need something to protect Caitlin Clark. She need to have a pocket knife. She need to have something out there because we know this team is crazy. We know this team is full of Looney Tunes over there in Connecticut. They've won 3 games. They're horrible.
And just like that, the temperature drops. The high of 3 records, a road win, and team domination is immediately replaced with concern, fear, and worst-case scenarios. The All-Star Weekend is days away. In Indiana, her home state, she's the captain. She's the star attraction in the three-point contest. She's the reason ticket prices are higher than rent. But now, she's on the bench, clutching her leg, and everyone's pretending that day-to-day isn't code for this could derail everything. Groin injuries are like clingy exes. They never really go away and always pop up at the worst times. They heal slowly, they linger, and the moment you think you're fine, boom. They remind you who's boss. And Caitlin's game relies on explosiveness, sharp cuts, and enough lateral movement to make chess players dizzy. So now we're here. The Fever are rolling. The chemistry is real. The defense is locked in. The ball is moving. Players know their roles. Cunningham's out here looking like a sniper with bad intentions. Howard's turning the paint into a war zone. Mitchell's back to being a microwave scorer. And Clark? She's the engine, the architect, the magician behind the curtain. But what if the magician is sidelined?
CC gang, Fever gang, good job by the Fever girls to get the W versus the Connecticut Sun. Y'all made it close, but y'all got the job done at the end, man. Very unfortunate that Clark got hurt, man. Hate to see her upset and sad like that, man. Clark, I hope you feel better.
The celebration of records, wins, and revenge is suddenly overshadowed by one tweak, one muscle, one bad step. Clark's legacy isn't just about numbers, it's about momentum. And this team, this league, is hitching their wagon to her like she's carrying the entire sport on her sore groin. And the irony? On a night where Clark proved she could carry a franchise, rewrite the record books, outscore a whole team by herself, and still have enough in the tank to shut down the narrative that she's just a shooter, she ends it all by limping to the bench in silence. There's no confetti, no parade, just uncertainty, the kind that makes fans hold their breath and coaches panic text team doctors like it's a medical emergency hotline. Because one thing is painfully clear: no Clark, no Fever spark, and then, because the basketball gods clearly needed one more twist, Caitlin Clark went full Marvel villain in the fourth quarter and outscored the entire Connecticut Sun by herself in crunch time. Like a villain monologuing before the final blow, she casually rained down buckets while the Sun looked like they were stuck in buffering mode. Every shot she sank wasn't just a score, it was a full-blown insult. And the crowd detonated. We're talking eardrum shattering, jump out of your seat, someone spilled their popcorn kind of eruption. The arena didn't just cheer, they anointed her. You could practically hear Indianapolis whisper, "This is her house now."
The three-point contest is a real contest. It's real. And again, I think there should be another contest on the Friday night. Like something that isn't just three-point shootout or a skills challenge. Like, I understand you can't have a dunk contest, but like, why not the shooting stars challenge or something?
Indiana slammed the door with a gritty 85-77 win, but honestly, they could have ended it at Caitlin Clark broke the Sun's soul. That was the real final score. But just when everyone thought it was all confetti and happy tears, the camera zooms in and you notice something off. Clark, after dishing a crisp pass to Kelsey Mitchell, doesn't sprint back like usual. Instead, she grimaces. Not the, "oh, I'm just tired" kind of grimace. This was the "something's not right" kind of look. Then, bam, she grabs her right groin. You could hear every Indiana fan's heart hit the pause button. She walks over to the bench slowly, methodically, holding that right side like it's made of glass and regret. And then, because drama needs to hit a 10, she sits, leans forward, and the camera catches it. Tears. Actual tears. Not the happy kind, not the championship kind, just raw, visible pain and frustration. It's the same groin that's been whispering threats all season. And now, it's screaming. The arena, which was seconds ago a raging thunderstorm of joy, goes full funeral mode. Silence. Absolute silence. Phones down, conversations halted. The only sound was the worried shuffle of trainers and a sideline full of players suddenly not in celebration mode anymore.
Erica Wheeler has to be in there by default if you guys know anything about last season. Basically, Erica Wheeler was meant to be in the skills challenge, and she, her flight got cancelled, which was...
And then comes the slow-mo replay, because of course there's a slow-mo replay. You see the exact moment her hand shoots down to that right leg, the way her face contorts, the bench's sudden shift from standing ovation to panicked confusion. Even the crowd. You can literally see the mood collapse on screen like a building demolition in real time. It's the cruelest twist yet. Caitlin Clark just burned down the Sun, but might have gotten scorched herself in the process. And for a league on the rise, in the middle of a breakout season, with sold-out arenas, record-breaking viewership, and a chance to put women's basketball at the center of the sports universe. Losing Caitlin Clark, even temporarily, is not just unfortunate. It's a full-blown disaster scenario. So here we are. 3 WNBA records shattered in one night. An enemy vanquished. A road crowd turned into a home court takeover, and a superstar who reminded the world why she's the face of this entire movement, only to leave the stage limping with her future once again clouded by injury. Because in professional sports, the only thing faster than a rising legend is a brutal, untimely reminder that even legends are made of muscle, tendon, and the cruel timing of a groin that just won't behave. The Fever got their redemption. Caitlin Clark got her legacy night, but as for what comes next, that's the part no one can predict.